Hello, guys. So, welcome to the fifth episode of Techie Tuesdays. And today, again, I'll be handpicking five news related to technology, which I feel are useful and interesting news for this week. So, I'll start with the news by Gadgets 360, and the title reads Google Maps to start directing drivers to eco friendly routes. So, this whole, new era of uh, be it technological companies that offer technological gadgets, or bigger companies, they have this whole responsibility towards the environment, and this thing has started coming more and more in the news now, how companies are finding better ways to reduce their impact, their negative impact on the environment. So Google Maps has taken a step in this regard, and they will be giving eco-friendly routes which would be related to, as the article reads, on traffic slopes and other factors, so that there is lesser pollution, lesser emission. And in the picture given, you could see that they were the most fuel efficient route will be marked in the future, particularly for the bigger cities like, say, Germany, France, Netherlands, Spain, and the UK, bigger countries. I mean, these countries already have such routes which focus on lesser, emissions, and this will be more effective. Though it's time telling when it'll be available to the general public, particularly in India, and how will they function, how useful they will be. Though, as it's written in the article, like according to a research conducted, most people will prefer such options. So this is an interesting thing, and what we are seeing is, for around half of routes, we are able to find an option more eco-friendly with minimal or no time cost trade-off. Russell Dicker, a director of product at Google, told reporters on Monday. So that's yesterday. So this will be an interesting addition to Google's features, Google Maps in particular, and that's the direction of development. Let's go to the next news now. The second article is by Gadgets Now, and it reads Facebook, Google plan new undersea cables to connect Southeast Asia and America. So this is another interesting article. Already, like there's not a huge connectivity, like the best connectivity that we see in Southeast Asia and in comparison to America. So there is some plans which are being laid out to connect Southeast Asia with America through these cables, and these undersea cables. So they will connect Singapore, Indonesia, and North America in a project with Google and some regional telecommunication companies to improve the connectivity in these countries. And of course, that as far as gaming is concerned, that will definitely improve the connectives, the ping and the microsecond issues that we have, the lag issues that we have in India very often with some games like Call of Duty. But I'm not sure if that will affect games as much right now in India, particularly because they are more planning to go forward with this idea with Singapore and Indonesia in particular. So they will be named, the undersea cables will be named Echo and Bifrost. And the article reads, Salvadori said Echo is being built in partnership with Alphabet's Google and Indonesian telecommunications company XL Axiata and should be completed by 2023. Bifrost, which is being done in partnership with Telin, a subsidiary of Indonesia's Telkom and Singaporean conglomerate Keppel, is due to be completed by 2024. So once they have got all the approvals by their government agencies and everything, these undersea cables will give a better connectivity to the people of Indonesia and Singapore. Currently in Indonesia, a large number of people are using mobile internet to access data connectivity, and even now very, very few people use fiber connection. So this, if once the connectivity improves, obviously the cost will also be adequately, it will be affected. It will be more like people will be able to purchase such kind of data for themselves, fiber connections. So obviously there will be a huge spike in the number of people utilizing high speed connection very soon. So let's check out the third article for the day. And this particular article is by The Verge. It's written by Tom Warren, and it reads: Sony is closing its PlayStation store for PS3 in July and Vita in August. So if you don't already know, this is one of the biggest news of this week, that Sony is shutting down its online stores for PS3 and PSP Vita. And it seemed like a big scare at a particular moment, because people thought that the digital stores will be closed for PS3 games, which means if you have a digital version of the PS5, you'll not be able to download PS3 games. Something I don't personally do. I have never purchased a PS3 game if I'm playing on the PS5, but some people like the old classics and they were a bit scared, but that's not the case. This thing is happening only for the games that come solely for PlayStation 3 and PSP Vita. If that game has cross-buy support, then you will still be able to purchase it digitally. So for the PlayStation 3 it will close on July 2nd, and for the Vita devices the store will close on August 27th. And the article further reads, you'll also still be able to purchase cross-buy content following the closures, allowing you to access the PS3 and PS Vita, PSP versions of games that come with cross-buy support. So it's nothing to really panic, but it's something new that's happening. And people who are looking forward to buy particular PS3 games for the PS3, if you still have one, will not be able to. You'll have to buy the cross-buy content if that game supports cross-buy, which means if a PS4 game has cross-buying support for PS3, you can purchase it from the store. So this is the third article, and the next one, the fourth article, is by Gadgets 360, and it's written by Saurabh Kulesh. The title reads: MI Boost Pro power bank with 30,000 mAh capacity announced in India, currently up for crowdfunding. So this, the Chinese company MI is always coming up with really good featured devices which cost nothing, literally. And this is once again the case with the MI Boost Pro power bank. So it has a 30,000 mAh battery capacity, and you'll be very surprised to know that it comes at just 1,999 rupees per unit. That's 2,000 rupees per unit during the crowdfunding round. Now what crowdfunding basically means in simple language, from what I could understand, is that it's pre-ordering. If you pre-order it, it'll come for 2,000 rupees, but once the pre-order window closes, post crowdfunding, the power bank will be priced at rupees 3,499. That's 3,500 rupees in a single black color option. So the device comes in only a black color, and it'll be packed with some really good features at that price point. I mean, it's something quite unbelievable that they are giving it out at 2,000 rupees for pre-order. I think a good buy if you're looking to purchase a power bank. Then this is the hot news that I could pick up for you. And some of its features are that it supports 3 ports, 2 USB type A and 1 USB type C. The USB type C port can be used for charging any compatible device, as well as to charge the power bank itself. Users can also charge the power bank with a micro USB cable as well. It comes with 18 watt fast charging support and can charge 3 devices simultaneously. It is not clear whether all the 3 devices will be juiced up with 18 watt charging at the same time. So it's not clear if all the 3 ports will support fast charging, but it will have fast charging capability. And there are some more features, like there's a high density lithium polymer batteries that will be packed inside it. And on double pressing the power button, the power bank enters a 2-hour low charging mode to juice up devices like wireless earphones and smart bands. And there is a 16-layer advanced chip protection that shields the devices that will be connecting with it against overheating, overcurrent and short circuits. So a pretty good product that is being launched by MI, and only time will tell how its reviews actually are in real time. But from the sound of it, from how the company gives its output, it's a pretty good purchase if you're planning to buy a power bank. Let's head on to the 5th article now. So the fifth article of the day is by the Indian Express, and the title reads, Pokemon Go developer Niantic's CEO teases image of AR glasses. So AR stands for augmented reality, if you don't already know, or XR, extended reality. And these glasses are being developed by Niantic, the company behind one of the most famous games, Pokemon Go. And so the CEO John Hank had earlier shared a teaser of augmented reality glasses via his Twitter account, and he has written that he's excited to see the progress they are making to enable new kinds of devices that leverage their platform. So of course this will be a new breakthrough for the company Niantic, and it will be something that is yet to be seen. It will give a certain kind of a competition to the other companies like Google Glass and Microsoft's HoloLens, if you have heard of it already. These are like the big hardwares in the world of augmented reality. And of course the company has clarified that they will not be focusing on the hardware, but it will be like a reference design, something that they hope that big companies pick up on, so that their games can be developed in a way which makes the whole real and digital world combination a bit more fluid. It looks as realistic as possible. So this will be again a big leap for the company and a decent development for the technology in general. And it is to be noted that the gameplay of Pokemon Go, Harry Potter Wizards Unite and Ingress use the same AR platform. So these games already use this kind of a platform, the augmented reality platform, and it's something that will be, again, like as I've already mentioned, time tested. How it works in real life is something to be seen. What is its price? How well will its design be in comparison to the bigger companies in this sector? And with that, I conclude the Techie Tuesdays for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had, it was an information that you could really make use of. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. It will just be a click away, and that will really help my channel grow as a budding YouTuber. That will be motivational for me as well to come up with better content, better editing. I don't know how my editing is right now, so if you motivate me with your support, that will definitely be useful for me to grow in the long term. Please don't forget to comment what you think about this news. If there's any questions, don't forget to ask me in the comment section down below. And that will be it. Thank you. Have a nice day.